Hello and indeed welcome to Reeeely Film Club, a weekly film discussion show. My name is Liam and I'm joined once again by Mike. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm alright, how are you, Liam?
Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. So this week we watched Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, that classic fantasy saga, as directed by Peter Jackson.
Oh yes, we did. The first in the trilogy for Lord of the Rings series.
It is.
The epic fantasy film, released in 2001 and was strangely not nominated for much.
No, well, there was a reason why it wasn't nominated for anything. They saved all the nominations for Return of the Tin. And then they gave nominations to the entire trilogy. So if you look at the bots for Return of the Tin, it has like nearly every single Oscar that it won.
Yes, but true story, kids.
Yeah, it's one of those little facts I know.
Okay, so what do we think of it?
Well, I love it. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings anyway, as a trilogy. Admittedly, I prefer Return of the Tin. I think Return of the Tin is the best one. But you need this film and you need Two Towers to establish the characters, and it's all about the journey. That's the thing about Lord of the Rings. And that's why they are 8 hours long. But no, it's amazing. I think Fellowship of the Ring has some great scenes in it. We're introduced to all our characters. You know, you've got some great little fight scenes. And it's just a great film. Great nerd fantasy film.
It is. I love the way in this that, like you're saying, the characters start to come through. It does it more in the other films, but the competition between Legolas and Gimli is brilliant in all the films, and you start to see that rivalry develop in this film, which I think is great. Yeah. And also, of course, you actually get to meet our bug-eyed hero Frodo and his best mate Sam, and it's just the ending of it sets it up brilliantly for the Two Towers.
Yeah, and I mean that fight scene at the end with the Orcs and with Boromir and when Sam and Frodo finally escape, it's just a great film. It's exciting, it's fun, and even as a standalone movie, it's definitely worth a watch. I'd always argue.
I think one really good thing that works really well for the Fellowship of the Ring is the pacing. It's the same in all of the Lord of the Rings films, but especially in this one because it is a long film, and if you've never read the book, then it's something completely new. But it takes the time to kind of guide you through what's happening.
Yeah. And
the pace changes from 1 minute there'll be the discussion and you'll know what's going on, to the next scene where Aragorn's fighting away the ring wraiths, and it's just really good for pacing, and it helps keep you hooked all the way through, especially if you've never read the books before. It's
interesting because I watched The Hobbit, obviously that came out over Christmas, and The Hobbit had a lot of filler in it, I always feel. The Hobbit has been spread out to a trilogy. It's going to be, the next Lord of the Rings, but there's not enough content material, and that really showed. Yeah. So when I rewatched this, I realised just how dense this film is. I mean, every single scene is necessary. One thing I'd like to talk about, actually, is the locations.
Yes.
And also how little CGI is used. Again, going back to the fact that I watched The Hobbit, that whole film looks heavily edited. Even if there's a bit where it's just the characters speaking to each other, the colours are so vibrant, and there's always like maybe some CGI in the background. This is all location-wise. I mean, Peter Jackson did such a good job choosing New Zealand. Every single location looks superb. There's very little CGI, and when it's used in such a way that it looks good. It hasn't aged badly, this film. And a lot of films from the early 2000s, if there's CGI in it, you can tell.
Yeah, Peter Jackson does a really great job of creating Middle-earth in this film, and really setting the standard for the rest of the films to follow.
Yeah.
And like you say with CGI, it's 12 years on since this film was released, and it's stood the test of time so far. It stands up to modern CGI now. One minor criticism for me about Fellowship of the Ring, and it's not mine, it kind of spreads over the whole set of the trilogies, but this is just me, is Elijah Wood.
I was going to say that, and that's probably my only criticism of the entire trilogy.
Elijah Wood.
He's not a great actor.
He's not a great actor, no. But he carries a part of Frodo okay. He doesn't carry the film by any means on his shoulders.
No,
I think the rest of the cast by far carry that for him.
But I think all of the Hobbits aren't great.
I really like Sam.
I do like Sam.
I think Sam's done really well.
Sam's a good character as well. I think that's a lot of flat, but Sam's the real hero of the story. And even J.R. Tolkien said that. He said Sam is the real hero of the story.
So, yeah.
But as for Frodo and Pippin and Merry...
Yeah, especially Pippin and Merry in this film, you don't really see their importance at all in this film, other than to be the kind of comic relief, which we do provide.
Yeah, they do.
But other than, in this film, Merry and Pippin, yeah, you don't really see their importance much.
No, this film is carried by Aradan, Gandalf,
Legolas,
Gimli.
Gimli.
Just everyone who isn't a hobbit, effectively,
pretty much.
carries this film on their shoulders.
Okay, so wrapping up, what would you give The Fellowship of the Ring?
Well, it's not my favourite in the trilogy, but it's still an essential part because I can still watch this and proper get into it. But you've got to marathon them. That's the thing about Lord of the Rings. You've got to watch them all back to back. But I'd give it as a set of 3. I'd say it's a 9 out of 10.
3. Yeah, I have to agree. It's not my favourite out of the trilogy, but it is still an absolutely brilliant standalone film.
Without a doubt.
So I'm going to agree, and I'm going to give The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, a 9 out of 10.
Well, thank you for watching, guys. We'll be back same time next week with another Reeeely film review. If you want to get in touch with us, you can leave a comment or a video response below. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a big old thumbs up. You can visit our website at reeeely.com or follow us at Twitter at ReeelyFilms. You can also use the hashtag ReeelyFilms if you want to talk about films with all of our fans.
We also have a Facebook.
We do.
It's Facebook.com/Reeeely. Same again, we want to get in touch, get involved, leave us a comment, post to us, and we'll respond to you.
Yeah, we do speak back to you because we're lonely. We like the comfort.
I'm just lonely.
Thanks for listening, guys.